Companies in attendance today is FAPA, Future and Active Pilot Advisors. We help people who want to be pilots become pilots. And we help pilots who are already pilots reach their career goals. And then we do financial planning. Piedmont's here, Envoy, Air Wisconsin, and Pan Am Career Pilot Academy. Why should you do it? Do you know that you can fly for free? Yes, you knew that. But you're hitchhiking, okay? So you don't know if you're going to get on or not. That's one of the disadvantages. You are standby. It's challenging and dynamic. You're going to really study hard. The Rancho High students are taking a test right now. Anybody make 100? Do you know yet? We'll find out. Compensation is good. You can make more than $10 million in a career for the airlines if you want to do that. And the schedules are flexible. Here's an example of a schedule. Lots of days off. It's not Monday through Friday. A lot of little bars of soap in the hotel when you travel. So there's pros and cons to the career. That's what airline hiring does. It's very cyclical. This year will set a record for major airlines. And the reason they're hiring so many is because so many people are like me, they age. And age 65, you must retire as a pilot. In the next 20 years, Boeing says the aircraft are going to grow from 23,000 to 41,000. That's a lot of airplanes. That means they need a lot of pilots.
Thank you guys for coming today. My name is Talia. I am a pilot recruiter for Piedmont Airlines. I am also a pilot. So my young women out there, how many of you have ever met a female pilot before? Awesome, very cool. There aren't very many of us, but we are around and we do fly. It is a possibility if you are a young lady and you'd like to be a pilot, that's definitely something that you can do. So don't write that off. A little bit about me. So I am a pilot recruiter at Piedmont. Basically what that means is I do the hiring, I do the interviewing, and I talk to our potential pilots and see who I think is going to be a good fit for our company. And then I offer them a job and they come work for us. This is my coworker, John Sammy. He is also a pilot recruiter for us. Do you want to just say hi?
Yeah, hi everybody. My name's John. Good morning.
John's just really briefly going to talk to the high school students about scholarships for a second. So, John?
Sure. So just like Talia, I went to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, which is what, a 2.5-hour drive from here. And I came in with full loan debt, but just an FYI, there is a ton of money in scholarships that's available for everybody. And you can complete your flight training anywhere. It doesn't have to be in a university curriculum. It could be just at your local airport if you want to get your flight ratings, because some airlines like Piedmont do not require a college degree or college education. We just require your flight licenses. So over 25% of all scholarships do go unclaimed, and for the high school students, if you're interested in joining the University Aviation Association, they have over $1.2 million per year that they give away in free money.
All right, guys. My name's Keith Mulcani. I'm a captain at Envoy. I'm on the 145. I've been at Envoy, it'll be 11 years in September. So let's talk about the cadet program, especially for mom and dads who think their kids are getting close, or maybe we're in high school and we're talking about a little bit of college or what our plans are going to be. So the cadet program is a defined pathway from being a certified flight instructor, okay, or CFI, all the way to an American Airlines pilot, and basically kind of like a one-stop program. You're not going to have to worry about jumping around jobs and stuff like that to get to that coveted slot that you want to get in.
This is a little bit of information about how to become an airline pilot, how to get to the airlines themselves. So airline industry, actually, I'm going to go over some hiring statistics. I think you've already seen some of them. So in the airline industry over the next 20 years, starting from 2016, they're going to need to hire 637,000 pilots, commercial pilots. Other industries, other sections of the industry that people might not be familiar with that are also very, very heavy in hiring over the next 20 years. If we're hiring that many pilots, we're going to need people to support the pilot group. Maintenance is the largest support that we have of the pilot group. So over the next 20 years in maintenance, they're going to need to hire 648,000 qualified maintenance technicians. That's a lot. We're also filling it in cabin attendant. Cabin attendant is a huge market, 840,000 roughly over the next 20 years that need to be hired. Also a very viable, good career path if you choose to go down that way. So the aviation industry in general is booming, including the pilots. So some pathways to become a pilot. You generally have traditionally a few different ways. You have the academy way, which is going to be an airline-focused training academy. Then you have universities, such as your Embry-Riddles and your military routes. You can also go that direction. And they still have these smaller, what we call mom and pop academies or schools that teach you how to fly, but they're not traditionally ways to get to the airline. Those are just more ways to learn how to get a private pilot certificate. Academies are generally schools that are trying to make you an airline pilot from day one. You don't just get a private pilot certificate, you get a private pilot certificate with the understanding that you're going to be an airline pilot. You get an instrument rating with the understanding that you're going to be flying instrument at an airline. So the way that academies like us teach it is the same way that the airline does it, on purpose. So that way you're better familiar when you get there. Personally, I'm not of the mindset that every human being should go to a university always, no matter what. So the same concept goes for flight training. Flight training is one of the most expensive things you can ever learn to do. And in that aspect, you need to decide how you're going to spend your money. A university will cost you more than a flight training academy, primarily because it is a 4-year degree and it's your pilot certificates, whereas an academy is only the pilot certificates. So it costs a little bit less. Academies are designed to get you to an airline within a 3-year time. A college will get you into an airline in about a 5-year time, just because of the fact that you have to do 4 years of school. And military is a completely different animal. You're talking about, a 16-year commitment kind of thing before you can make it to the airline. So depending on your overall goal, those are 3 very viable ways to make it to the airline.